Alright. Another weekend. I've got a lot of stuff to play and catch up on. For today, we'll be starting off with doing Trigger's story. Now, sadly, won't be pulling for Trigger. As cool as she is, and much as I do want her, I don't have a lot saved up because of my zero ambi pulls, and I'd rather save up for Vivian in the future, so unfortunately I won't be pulling for Trigger here. But we will be doing her story, though. I still haven't done Lighter's story, now that I remember. Alright. Out of Sight. Begin Agent Story. This is a story that took place in the past. A story of a rookie proxy named Phaethon, who meets a young lady at a crossroads of fate. Well, we've been on 6th Street for a while now. How many internet commissions have you taken these past few days? We're still newbies, so you know how it is. So we're going that far in the past, huh? Cool. It's okay, we're starting our proxy business and video store from scratch, side by side. It'll take time. These days I've been focusing on managing the store, so thank you for taking care of our internet business, Belle. Having this cozy little home with you is already much better than the life we had just after leaving the academy. As long as we slowly build our reputation, we'll eventually have a chance to uncover the clues about the fall of the old capital, Belle. We'll take it slow. Yeah, but it gets so boring there are no commissions. Well, your enthusiasm is really something, but your troubles will soon be resolved. I saw how hard you've been searching for commissions, so these past few days I found an intelligence broker on the internet who can introduce commissions to us. As long as we can establish a long-term partnership with this professional intelligence broker, we shouldn't have to worry about getting commissions in the future. As your older brother, I want to be able to help you. Good job. Thanks. I think we've done. Thanks. I think I could have done a good job too. I arranged to meet him at the store today. He should be arriving soon. At that moment, a sudden knocking comes to the door. Ah, he's here, just in time, Belle. Let's go talk to him. Who knows? Maybe a cool surprise will be waiting for us on the first commission with him. It really is just so empty in here. That's cool that we're going back this far. As the front doors open, a man in a suit walks in. Although he wears a friendly and reliable smile, there's still something slightly off about him. Ah, yes, this guy. Well, let me introduce you to our future partner, the intelligence broker I found on the internet. Nice to meet you both. You can call me Shepard. I'm glad you two chose to work with me. By the way, are you just starting out in this line of work? Nice to meet you. We haven't been in business too long. I understand. It's normal for rookie proxies like you two to have a hard time finding commissions. But please don't worry. As an intelligence broker, I exist precisely for people like you. Let me check my notes. Your name is Phaethon, right? What kind of commissions do you usually specialize in? Well, we have this pure technology. What an energetic response. These days, many young proxies lack the energy you have. That being said, combat-related commissions might be a bit tricky, right? You two don't seem like fighters, and hiring combat personnel can be expensive for new proxies. To be honest, I'm not sure I feel comfortable assigning you anything dangerous yet. We'll find our own way to resolve that. I believe you'll see it in our actual commission. The actual commission, huh? Well, then I happen to have a recently issued commission that could serve as your perfect starting point for your partnership. I believe this commission is the perfect difficulty to assess your abilities. If you're interested, let me explain the details. Should I move to a more convenient place to talk? It's not suitable to talk out on the counter, so you move to a small room with Shepard to discuss the things in detail.
Our first assignment together is a missing person commission. There's no need for combat or venturing into any hollows, so
Staying
it's
hydrated.
completely safe. Honestly, I can't think of a better way to test your skills.
Is this really not just a filler job?
To be honest, it feels like you're just filling your quota with this commission.
Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not trying to pass this off on you. Your ability
Convincing.
to navigate the hollow is unquestionable. That's what makes a proxy a proxy. But this role involves more than just that, and this commission is a perfect opportunity to demonstrate those other skills. To be honest, the client barely gave us anything to work with, just pieces of info. That's why this is a perfect chance to show off your skills in gathering intel, spotting details, and negotiating. All the makings of a top-tier proxy.
It's occurring to me that we don't even have fare at this point, I remember now.
You've made your point. Guess we can't refuse now. Let's see the job.
Shepard nods in satisfaction and pulls out the 3 items from his pocket. A harmonica, sheet music, and an old photo. Ah, Trigger. She doesn't look too great. A somewhat aged photograph. Though the image remains fairly clear, a blonde young woman with her eyes covered leans against the wall. For some reason, her silhouette seems so fragile, as if she might shatter into pieces at any moment, filled with such profound sadness. Yeah, she's certainly been through a lot. I saw that video.
The client has only provided us with these 3 clues. All we know is that the woman in the photo is your target.
Just a photo. So even the client doesn't know her name, identity, or whereabouts? And what's the deal with the harmonica and the sheet music?
The client doesn't seem to have any more info, though it's possible they just don't want to share. But the client did mention if you get stuck, you should try playing the sheet music with the harmonica. Well then,
Or out like
I'll
a
leave
snake
this commission
charmer?
in your capable hands. Keep me in the loop if you make any breakthroughs. Just ping me on Knock Knock.
A single photo and a melody. Feels like chasing shadows. Belle, where do you think we should start?
Let's go to Port Elpis.
Maybe we should start with Port Elpis. A woman with her eyes covered isn't exactly someone you see every day. Remember when we went to visit the sea? I'm pretty sure we spotted someone like that back then.
So
Remember?
conveniently.
I was in a bad mood that day, so you took me to the port to clear my head. We bought some fries, but you were so busy staring at that girl with her eyes covered, a seagull snatched them right out of your hand.
Wise,
Why do you
ogling a
sound
girl.
mad? Now that I think about it, that woman did look a lot like the one in the photo. I was just a bit distracted. I didn't mean to stare. Next time I'll make sure to watch my fries more carefully. Well, thanks to you, we've got a lead now. Let's head to the port and see what we can find.
So that's his type, huh? I mean, he's got a good type. Good taste, at least. Not gonna bash that. Ah, Bing Boo Movers. Aren't they cute? And they still suck at parking. Even back then. Well, we've arrived. Time to find our missing person. However, it was a week ago when we saw that lady, and we can't even be sure if she's the person we're looking for. Even if she is, it's uncertain whether she's still around here. Well, we better get started. Right, since we don't have any other leads right now, let's try our luck here. I'll attempt to have some carers to check if she's been around recently. As for you, Belle, take the photo and ask the locals passerby around here. That's actually a decent parking job for once. Alright. You seen this woman? Welcome Tater King. Fries and hot dog combo is a hot seller, which I could give it a try. Maybe later. Have you seen this person? Oh, I remember seeing this girl before. When exactly? Maybe once every 1 or 2 months. I'll see her wandering around this area. But I've never spoken to her, and she doesn't seem to interact with anyone around here, so I don't really know much about her background. So she hasn't been around recently, then? I don't think so. I don't remember seeing her recently. Are you looking for her? I can keep an eye out for you. That'd be great, thanks. By the way, would you like some fries? Maybe a little later. Alright then. Seagulls have been too active recently. Will they have a negative impact on the sales of our fries? Looks like I shouldn't be feeding them too much in the future. I feel like fries would be bad for birds, would they? Who's up here? Hello? Must there, someone must be living here, there, right? If the blindfolded woman has appeared around this port, maybe whoever lives here had seen her. Anyone home? Complete silence. But there seems to be some kind of noise inside. Hello? Ooh. Excuse me, I'm just looking for this person. Who? Let me see. Door opens slightly, and I carefully hand out the photo over. Within 3 seconds, the person returns it. Never seen. Disappear. In the end, everyone will disappear, including me. Okay. What was that all about? The windswept door stands silently closed, with no response after several knocks. Perhaps thinking the ground glass will reveal something? The glass room seems to have not been cleaned for a long time. Closer. The foggy window, there's a blurry reflection of a pair of eyes silently watching from behind. Ah! However, aside from a few different sea breezes, there's nothing else on this terrace. You peer through the ground glass again. Only a few stacked cardboard boxes. It's like some storage room. The eyes are gone, too. So then who do we just talk to? Spooky. Who's up here? Kind of tired open looking poor Mabel spot them. Just as you're about to try opening the door, leading you to stop the lighthouse, old man appears behind you. Hey, what do you think you're doing? This lighthouse is currently off limits. No one is allowed to enter. Sorry, didn't know. Yeah, if I hadn't shown up, you would have gotten up straight there, wouldn't you? The lighthouse hasn't been properly maintained for years. If something happened to you, who will take responsibility? Besides, what do you need to go to the lighthouse for? I'm just looking for a person. Have you seen this one? No, let me see. This girl does have a rather memorable appearance, but I don't remember seeing her before. I think she might have been here before. Is that so? I usually keep her around the lighthouse. If she was on the dock's walkway, I definitely wouldn't have seen her. If you're looking for her, I suggest checking around there. At the very least, I haven't seen this girl near the lighthouse. Alright, thank you. Best few people, but none of the clues seem particularly useful. I should head back and discuss progress.
No luck on my end. Belle, did you find anything?
Nada.
I was wishful thinking to assume that a quick stroll through the port would solve this. But since we're here, might as well give the harmonica a try. Whether it works or not, you owe me some fries before we head back.
I'll do whatever you say, but Belle, would you mind giving the harmonica a try instead? I'm curious to how it sounds.
Wow, you sure know how to set me up. I'm telling you now, though, I can't promise what it'll sound like.
Is it clean? You pull out the harmonica and glancing at sheet music, see melody you never heard before. Taking a deep breath, you let the notes flow and start to play. You actually know how to play the harmonica, huh? It was pretty accurate. Whatever, you think it sounded great at least. Music continues for half a minute.
How do I put this? It sounds okay once you get used to it. But nothing happened, so I guess we should just get some fries and head back.
Oh, there she is.
Excuse me. Were you the ones playing the harmonica just now?
Sorry. My sister didn't mean to make such a commotion. We'll just... Wait.
It wasn't that bad now.
You're the one in the photo. Sorry about that. I didn't hear any footsteps, so I didn't realize you were right beside us.
My apologies. Moving quietly is second nature to me. I didn't mean to startle you. If I may ask, where did you learn that melody?
I shoots you a questioning glance. The blindfolded woman from the photo actually appeared. What an unexpected surprise. But now what? Well, first things first, let's bring her back home.
Well, the two of us are proxies, and this song was given to us by a client. We never thought it would actually help us find you. Our client is the one looking for you. Why don't we discuss the details somewhere else?
I see. Please lead the way. I'd also like to meet this client of yours.
Let's head back to the store.
Okay, let's go check in with Shepard. Oh, I almost forgot. Your name is...
My real name.
Ooh.
I haven't used that in a long time. But I do have a code name. You can call me Charon.
Charon, huh? You return to the video store with the woman who calls herself Charon. Along the way, you introduce yourselves and share a bit about your fledgling proxy business.
Miss Charon, I just reached out to the information broker who posted the commission. He should be here shortly, and you'll be able to meet the client soon. Please take a seat on the couch. I'll get you something to drink.
Thank you, but please, don't mind me. By the way, the second row from the top on your TV wall, third unit from the left, it has a connection issue. You might want to check it out when you have time.
Oh, let me see.
Impressive sight.
You're right. How did you know? No wonder there's been some lag lately.
I rely on my hearing. I lost most of my vision in an accident. I can just about make out the outlines of my surroundings. To move around like an average citizen, I've trained my other senses to be extremely sharp. I heard a faint buzzing sound. By moving around the room and noticing the change in sound, I was able to pinpoint the location of the faulty TV.
Impressive. No sneaking around you then.
Sorry. I hope my question didn't seem rude.
No need to apologize. Vision isn't the only way to perceive the world. As proxies, you two should know that better than most. Anything that can be seen with your eyes can never be considered a secret.
A subtle silence fills the room. It's clear you each have your own secrets you don't want to share with the others, and there's an unspoken understanding between you. A silence is on the brink of becoming awkward and knocks sounds on the door from the outside.
It's me again! You two found the target already? Wow, Phaethon, you guys are incredible. If you're always this fast, you could take on anything.
High efficiency? It's nothing really. By the way, didn't the client come with you? Charon here would like to meet them.
Where to start? It's great that you were able to find the woman in the photo, but there's a new problem. I can't get in touch with the client anymore. There's been no reply from his Knock Knock account since yesterday. I brushed it off at first, but there's still no reply today. Just when I thought he might have skipped town, his account suddenly sent me a location, the edge of a hollow. Who sends something like that in normal circumstances?
Sending a location from the edge of a hollow? That's anything but normal. And the client hasn't responded at all?
Either way, I'll keep trying to reach the client. I hope he's alright. Let's stay in touch for now. We won't be wrapping up this commission for a while.
Sorry, but I overheard your conversation. Could you share that location with me? If I investigate the hollow, I might pick up some clues.
You're Miss Charon? No offense, but the hollow isn't somewhere just anyone can waltz into.
Does she look anything like
Without
just
a carrot
anyone?
or combat personnel, it's a death trap. You should wait.
I'm a soldier. I served with the Eridu Defense Force under the Chrysoberyl Division. Even after retiring, I've made countless trips into the hollow. You can trust in my combat skills. The heart rates of you and the two proxies here seem to have just spiked.
I can pick up on
Don't
that
worry.
even.
My military days are far behind me. I have no current ties with them. As for getting into the hollow, proxies, can I request your assistance? I don't know anyone else who could guide me. I'll pay the commission fee as best I can. If you don't want to be involved, that's fine. I'll think of something.
We'd like to find the client ASAP too. I mean, who's gonna cover our commission fee otherwise? Besides, if we said no, you'd just head into the hollow alone, wouldn't you?
How did you know?
So that was your plan? You just remind me of how wise and I used to be. So desperate to find someone that we didn't even care if we were ready or not. Well, since Miss Charon wants to continue to investigate, I'm willing to act as the proxy for no additional fee. You can relax, Shepard.
I see. That works for me. With the client still unreachable, my hands are tied. Please, look into the hollow, and be careful.
I'm really sorry for troubling you both. Finding
She's
this
so
client
pretty.
is very important to me.
Such
So
a nice
I may
voice
have acted
too.
a bit out of line just now.
No worries. Seeing how determined you are to find the client, we couldn't just sit by and do nothing. Let's work together to find them.
Let's go. I haven't used the HDD in ages in this game.
Awaiting further instructions.
This you standing by, Captain of Silver Squad. It's been
That's-
a while.
Ready and
fine.
waiting. Soldier 11, reporting.
This seems like an appropriate team. Whoa, so that's your walking animation.
Miss
Jesus
Charon,
Christ.
I need some time to calculate the hollow route.
Leave this to me, Proxy. Actually, I've been to this hollow before for
Don't want to interrupt the conversation,
reasons.
bits.
I still remember the way forward clear as day. Recalibrating.
Why don't you wait just a little longer? Calculating the path doesn't take that long.
I've been more efficient to retrace the path I've already walked. Please come with me, Proxy. Increase firepower.
Man, you really just go across the entire field with that move.
The path ahead. Again, it should be right around here. I wasn't here too long ago. One moment, Proxy. I might have misremembered. I just need to think.
Take your time.
Just on strike.
I'm sure you're well aware that hollows undergo periodic spatial distortions and reconstruction.
Quick shot!
That's why each time we enter, we need the most up to the spirit.
Recalibrating.
You're not lost because you can't remember. After you left the hollow, spatial distortion occurred. That's why.
Sniper's Creed. One shot, one kill.
Target spotted.
Gosh, she's so cool. Definitely gotta try and get her on a rerun.
Proxy. I got ahead of myself and made things difficult for you.
By the way, Miss Charon, how are you so fluid when you move and fight? Is it because of your sharper hearing and heightened senses?
That's one part of it. In fact, my eyes gained some unique abilities as they changed.
Ability, huh?
I can't see most things clearly, but I'm able to detect the etheric fluctuations of nearby themes, ethereals, and other objects.
Cool.
Adjusting for wind. I call this ability ether vision.
Wait, something's up ahead.
Bodies. A man and woman lie collapsed on the ground with the unmistakable smell of blood emanating from them. Following the source of the scent, you see bullet holes in their bodies. Condition? No signs of breathing. Their heartbeats and pulses are completely gone. These two are dead. Cause of death appears to be severe blood loss from long-range gunshot wounds. Time of death probably within the last 1 or 2 hours, just before we entered the hollow. Which means this isn't the cause. This in case of losing contact with your client. Stone's been killing people in this hollow. They don't sense a killer nearby right now. There's still a chance that they're active somewhere in the hollow. Proxy, don't stray from my side. I'll keep you safe. Those two are... I really want to take their bodies out of the hollow, but without knowing their killer's whereabouts, moving them would be too risky. Proxy, mark these coordinates. Once you confirm the area is safe, we'll come back and retrieve their bodies. I'm sorry, the ground must be cold. May you rest in peace. Damn.
What could have happened? Who did this?
Given the depth of the wound and the caliber of the bullet, the killer was a sniper, just like me.
The surrounding ether levels have significantly increased. What's going on?
You're in my sight.
Hold on.
That's the first time we see like an actual dead body in this game. Like, to an extent.
There are multiple devices making ether non-stop.
Ether vision activate.
Jumping strike.
These are high-pressure ether storage tanks. Filled with highly concentrated ether. As soon as the valve is opened, the ether will flow out at a fixed rate. The target's weary. Mind the voltage.
So needless to say, this is a planned attack.
The nearby ethereal's more active. Only cause more to show up.
Copy.
Here. Charon! It'll be dangerous if we keep moving forward.
Blue flash appears on the muscle looking for another single shot, otherwise a rapid fire will be triggered. Wait, press and hold for single shot. Blue flash. Ah. Is that not what it wants me to shoot? I guess those. Ah,
All high-pressure ether
thinking it.
tanks have been disabled. We can keep moving.
overthinking it, of course. There'll be more dead bodies.
Proxy, there are 4 people over here. They're all still alive. I'm not detecting any ether fluctuations from any other life forms nearby.
Great, that's a relief. Charon, can you confirm their condition?
Confirmed. One is seriously injured. A bullet pierced their lung. The other 3? No internal injuries, just a few minor wounds. They're all unconscious. The one with severe wounds. His etheric fluctuations are nearly completely gone. He's beyond saving.
Yeesh.
Who are you? Help me. It hurts. So cold. I don't want to die.
There must be something we can do. I'll contact the hospital, and we can get him out of the
Won't
hollow.
be able to make it in
His
time.
internal organs are ruptured. He'll bleed out long before we can get him out. No rescue team can beat the clock when life fades this fast.
Am I dying? I just want to go home.
Karen doesn't respond. She sits beside the dying man, pulls out a harmonica, and begins to play a soft, familiar melody. It soon echoes throughout the hollow, heavy with the scent of blood. It's a song recorded on the client's sheet music. As the harmonica's gentle notes fill the air, the dying man stops groaning, simply listening until his eyes closed forever.
Caroline, are you okay? Did you get hurt during the fight just now?
I'm fine, don't worry about me. As I mentioned before, these eyes of mine have their uses, but they bring just as much inconvenience. The rejection reaction you saw just now was one of them.
Rejection
Staring
reaction.
into death. It's not something I handle well.
My head. Where am I? Who are you people? I remember now. There was a madman, a lunatic who tied me up and dragged me into the hollow. You're not.
I'm not the lunatic you're talking about. Can you stand? There are 2 more unconscious survivors here. If you can, help us carry one of them. Let's get out of here together.
Leave? We can leave this place? What about that lunatic who shot at me from the shadows?
Dodge better?
The culprit should be gone by now. Caroline, let's get the survivors out. Follow me.
Don't really know what else to say, just dodge better. Exhausted and unable to carry any more bodies, he recorded the coordinates of the last few corpses. Once this is all over, you should make sure to report them anonymously to the public security. With Karen, you keep your guard up alongside with the 3 survivors, eventually arriving at the abandoned metro entrance in front of Ballet Twins Road. Proxy, let's take a short break here. The area around the Ballet Twins has been abandoned due to the hollow disaster, and no one's likely to be around. It's also secluded and safe, making it a perfect place for a conversation. Those 3 survivors. Yes, I know. They just escaped from a killer, so we need to check on their injuries and mental well-being. Could one of them possibly be the client? Unfortunately, I don't think so. After they woke up and saw me, they didn't have any particular reaction. If they were the ones who assigned the commission to find me, they should have recognized me to some extent. Proxy, I will keep watch around here and I'll be on the lookout for any perpetrators trying to track us or attempting to ambush us. Could you please have a brief conversation with the 3 survivors? I think they might have information about the perpetrator. And to be honest, I think they might... No, it's probably just my imagination. I'll go and gather the information. Thank you, Proxy. Hey, you girls okay? Take a deep breath. If your emotion gets too intense, this wound might reopen. I still feel like I'm gonna throw up. The fear that someone's trying to shoot me just won't go away. Are you guys okay? I'm okay. Did you save us? I'm just about holding up. I'm more or less recovered from the shock. I remember you. You were looking for someone out on Port Elpis, weren't you? Yeah, I think I've seen you before. How embarrassing. I never thought I'd meet again like this. What are your names? My name is Zoe. Aaron. Just call me Aaron. Ugh. You feeling nauseous again? I managed to hold it in. Did you want to ask us something? I just had some minor questions for you. No problem. We'll answer what we can. How did you end up in the hollow like that? For me, you know, I was sizing up Port Elpis earlier. After that, I was on my way back home, driving along a deserted road when I seemed to hit something, so I got out to check the car. Just a few seconds after I got up from the car, someone hit me from behind and knocked me out. I still have a bump on the back of my head. You can feel it. Just let me take a look. There really is a bump on the back. As for me, I was sitting at home with my friend when someone pried open the lock and tampered with our food and water or something. I don't know what they did exactly, but shortly after we ate, we both passed out. Were we the only three that rescued from the hollow? Did you see another woman? Just the three of you. Take some time to calm down for now. Alright, anyway, thank you for you and your companion. If it weren't for your arrival, I don't think the perpetrator would have let us leave so easily. Why are we being targeted? I can't take this anymore. Ugh. Didn't all make it out, yeah. Thank goodness. I can't believe it. I'm still alive and out of the hollow. What's your name? Me? I'm Jesse. I'm so grateful that you were there to save me. When that maniac was chasing us and sniping at me, I really thought I was done for. I'd like to ask him some questions of you. Questions? Go ahead and ask. Although I don't want to remember what just happened, you did save me a life. What were you doing when you were kidnapped? I was tricked. I received an anonymous message telling me that there was a big job I could do, asking me to meet in an alley on 6th Street. I had just arrived at the agreed-on spot and was waiting for someone when someone hit me from behind and knocked me out. When I woke up, I was already in the hollow. My hands and feet were tied. Well, take some time to collect yourself and gather your wits. Is that all you want to ask? Well, anyway, thank you. Thank you all. If you had come any later, I think all three of us would have been killing the maniac. Could someone be kidnapping people and just throwing them into a hollow for just for the pure sport of hunting them? Wasn't there like a movie about that? Don't remember the name. After a brief check on the three survivors, you share what you learned with Karen, and she then calls you to three over.
Thank you all for assisting me, even though I'm a stranger. You've given me valuable information.
It's the least we can do after you saved our lives. If there's anything else you want to ask, go right ahead.
I do have some questions left to ask. Before that, could the three of you introduce yourselves? I'd like to see if there's a pattern to how the killer chose their targets.
I'll go first. My name's Zoe. I used to be a soldier in the defense force, but now I'm just working a regular desk job at a private company. Don't let that fool you, though. I've earned my stripes.
I'm Jesse, currently working as an internet information broker. I'm still pretty new at it, though, so I can't think of any reason someone would target me.
My turn? I'm Erin. I was also in the defense force, but now I'm unemployed. Actually, I have a question for you all. Did you see my friend when you were in the hollow? She's about my height, with shoulder-length blonde hair and a mole under her eye. We were kidnapped together, but I can't find her anywhere now.
If I recall correctly, we didn't come across anyone like that in the hollow, among both the survivors or the bodies.
It's all right. I'll keep looking. I hope she's okay. We were always inseparable. We even planned to visit Scott Outpost together for Remembrance Day. I never thought something like this would happen.
Remembrance Day?
Remembrance Day? What's it about?
As the name suggests, it's a day organized by the Defense Force for the families of deceased soldiers and veterans. People gather to mourn their loved ones who died in the fall of the old capital, and find comfort in each other's company.
I didn't know the Defense Force did that. Huh. Maybe I should go check it out.
If I can't find her anywhere else, I'll head to Remembrance Day alone. Maybe she'll show up there. Was your missing friend also a member of the Defense Force? Yes, she and I were in the same squad. Obsidian Division's Cartis squad.
So targeting defense squad people.
This sounds like a series of murders targeting the Defense Force. But Jesse wasn't with the Defense Force.
No, you're probably not far off. Jesse claims to have been up front, but he neglected to mention he was once part of the Defense Force. Right, Jesse?
Well, that's...
Trying to catch a crazy killer here, I gotta be honest.
I just don't like bringing up my past in the Defense Force. It's not like I'm trying to hide it. They're just memories from my time there that I'd rather forget. I was part of Obsidian Division's Noct Squad. That's the absolute truth.
So we've got someone going
I
after
was
defense
also
force
in the
people.
Obsidian Division, Impera Squad. I don't know who those who died in the Hollow were, but it seems the killer really is targeting members of the Defense Force.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, during the fall of the old capital, didn't our 3 squads work together on a mission outside Hollow Zero?
We did? I don't really remember.
I have a vague memory of it, but there were so many people on the mission, I don't remember your faces.
Thank you all for the information. I'm starting to see a pattern in the killer's choice of targets. But there's something else I need to ask. I came to this hollow because someone I'm searching for sent me its location. And that person was likely being held by the killer as well. Did you happen to see anyone else?
The 3 survivors exchange confused glances before shaking their heads at Karen.
You're not giving us much to go on. At least tell us what kind of person you're looking for. Male or female, what they look like. Can't offer much help without that.
Sorry, I don't have much else to share. Even so, if any of you remember anything else that may be useful, please let me know. This is very important to me.
You don't even know who they are, yet you're so determined to find them. Is it really going to be an issue if you can't find this person?
Maybe. I've been searching for someone for a long time. They might be the key to achieving my goal.
I see. Whatever happens, I
Is that
hope you
person gonna
find
be
them.
Soldier 11?
If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thank you. But please, prioritize your own safety. If the killer is targeting former Defense Force members, there's a good chance they'll come after you again. Stay vigilant.
Of course. Once I've checked out Remembrance Day, I'm locking myself in my room and throwing away the key.
Yeah. You return to Rimplake with Karen. Even after messaging those 3 survivors, we still have no clues about what the clues we have are so insufficient. Our goal is to find the missing client. Right now, we only know that he was likely kidnapped by the perpetrator, but we have no idea who the perpetrator is or where they went. Karen, do you have any ideas? I think your proxy's right. The information the 3 survivors provided is limited. Without current information, it's hard to deduce where we should go with our next client. Our clues have run dry. But we still got something out of it. At least we know that the Sam's characteristic of the perpetrator. A sadistic sniper with a grudge against the defense force. They're meticulous in planning, and avoid open confrontations, and are obsessed with committing crimes in the Hollow. With these characteristics in the Hollow coordinates, we might be able to deduce the general area where the perpetrator operates, as well as a potential base where they might have placed to kidnap victims. But that'll take quite a lot of time, and... Yes, and while we're narrowing down the search, the perpetrator might continue committing more crimes. Karen seems somewhat agitated. The lack of clues plunges you into silence. Just as you're about to accept reality and start organizing your current clues to narrow down the search, the door of the video store suddenly opens. Someone's here. Bell, I think it's Shepard. He's at the counter. The intelligence broker might have something important in his house. Proxy, go talk to him. Did you run here? You look tired. Bring Shepard to the room where you talk.
Phaethon, you've already been to the Hollow and made it back safely?
Did you run all the way here? Do you need a moment? We've already been to the Hollow, but unfortunately, we haven't found the client yet.
I'm fine. Did you find any clues there?
There are traces left behind. Signs of a kidnapping. It's very likely the client was involved.
Yeah, it seems the client was kidnapped, brought to the Hollow, and later moved again. We are still looking for clues. But why did you rush over to the store? Did you find anything?
Well, just take a look for yourself.
Shepard shows you his phone. About 10 minutes ago, the missing client sent him another location on Knock Knock. There are no
I
further
checked
messages.
a map of New Eridu. This spot, it's another Hollow entrance.
Another trap.
We've been chasing dead ends with absolutely no clues. And now one just appears out of nowhere? Something smells fishy here.
You're sure it's just a disappearance for now and nothing more serious has happened, right? If that's the case, the situation is still manageable. No matter how shaky the clue is, let's keep investigating. Just be careful. Any casualties, and this will become something beyond our control. At that point, stop the commission and contact me. I'll bring in some professional Hollow experts to deal with the situation.
Yeah, good thing I kept my lips shut. Shepard hurries out again. He turned to Karen, who seems unsettled. She held back the full truth from Shepard to avoid having the search handed off to someone else.
Thank you for not revealing what really happened to that information broker.
Don't mention it. But I have to ask, why are you doing this? Calling for help might have been the safest way to handle the situation.
The killer is a sniper who has no qualms about taking lives. Judging by the victim's
More people
injuries,
involved, more
it's
victims.
clear they know how to deal a fatal blow and how to inflict pain without causing death. Most Hollow Raiders lack experience dealing with snipers. If they encounter the killer, it's likely to end in a difficult fight, or worse, casualties. And besides, asking for help from others would only delay the search. The client is at risk right now, so I think we should follow the clues and enter the Hollow as soon as possible to ensure their safety.
It's gonna be a
I
trap.
hope to keep this from Shepard, but I have to admit, it's just too dangerous. What if this lead is a trap? Who even knows who's really behind the client's messages anymore?
I understand, I really do. But what if we're late and something happens to the client?
Why is the client so important to you, Charon? Would you be willing to tell us? Are you so set on finding them because they're connected to the person you've been looking for?
The client's true identity might be the very person I've been looking for. And if not, they most certainly have some vital information. Since leaving the military, I've spent years searching for my missing teammates. They were more than just comrades who trusted me with their lives. To me, someone raised as an orphan. They were family. I've scoured countless hollows and every corner of New Eridu to find them, but I've never found a single lead. Until I met
about
you and heard that melody on the harmonica. It's called Homecoming. My squad leader composed it. Only our squad knew it. And yet that client of yours not only knows the song, but also gave you the sheet music. Please, Proxy. This client is the only lead I have left. I'm certain my teammates are still alive. If this trail goes cold,
Ah,
I
boy.
don't know when I'll get another chance to reunite with them.
If they're still alive, could there really have been no traces of them after all these years? Wise's gaze towards you seems to convey such a question. But then, thinking about how you're also searching for your teacher, doesn't seem all that hard to understand.
I get how anxious you must feel. Let's face this together. But this time, we really need to be extra careful.
Thank you, Proxy. I feel much better knowing I have your support. You can trust me. I'll protect you if the killer is really waiting for us in the Hollow. We'll make it out in one piece.
Yeah. This is gonna turn tragic. Invitation to kill.
Awaiting further Soldier 11, reporting.
Let's number 0, Anby.
Goodness, that
Looks
jiggle.
like there's something here. Is this a communicator?
Looks like they're waiting for us.
Proxy, look at this. A communicator left right at the Hollow's entrance.
Why is there a communicator here? It doesn't look like it was randomly left behind.
There's hardly any dust on its surface, which means it was only placed here recently. It looks like someone wants us to use it.
Ah, such decisiveness. Following random location info without even thinking twice. I'm glad, Sniper of Liar Squad.
Liar Squad? What's that? Wait, who are you?
Sniper. Or should I say Charon now? Haven't you shared your past with our dear Proxy? If introductions aren't your strong suit, I'd be happy to show you how. You can call me Grim Vulture, the one behind
Edgy.
this string of murders. You see, I've been working my way down a list, crossing off names. And now, Charon of Liar Squad, your name is next.
A sniper duel it is then.
Looks like you've done your homework on me. Just because my presence interfered with your plan, you've decided to take me out for good?
I thought you were just going to be another obstacle in my way. And now, with you in my sights, this must be some kind of destiny.
I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'm looking for someone. Given that you're waiting at the hollow entrance they shared, I'm guessing you have them. If you hand them over, perhaps we can make a deal.
Karen suddenly dodges aside, raising her guns and fires, using her body to shield Eos. Next instant, a bullet flies past and hits the ground. Her shot flew into the distance, and there's only one thing that's for certain. It didn't hit Vulture Grim.
So your version of making a deal is stalling for time to locate me and lining up your shots? Can't say I'm surprised. After all, that's exactly what I plan to do too. You seem to have rather unique eyes, but you'll never get the chance to hit me. After all, no one's better at counter-sniping than me.
Seems talking won't resolve this, but I'm not averse to using force.
Now that's the spirit! If you're looking for someone, why not search the hollow for clues? Providing you can survive both my attacks and those of the ethereals, of course. Oh, and I've prepared a little gift for all your trouble. I hope you still have that determined look on your face after seeing it.
It's gonna be fun to bash your skull in.
Watch out for Grim Vulture taking shots from afar.
Ready.
Is there nothing we can do?
Your rate of fire sucks. You gotta shoot faster than that's gonna hit your target. Not that I want to talk, I also suck at sniping in games.
Adjusting for wind. Show no mercy.
I found a box. Something feels off about it.
Is someone inside the box? A rather creepy box. It's even with an unsettling stench. You have a bad feeling that opening would be asking for trouble. You glance at Caroline beside you, who's fallen silent. Clearly she's having the same feeling. Right now she's hesitating about whether to open the box. And let's not open it. She opens the box anyway. Bloodstained, tattered military cap, carelessly crumpled and stuffed in the corner of the box. Though the owner's identity remains unknown, the message it conveys can only mean one thing. Death. Don't touch what's inside. Diana reaches out and picks up the military cap from the box, her fingers tracing its shape. Her lips tremble. I'm okay, Proxy. If my sense or touch isn't deceiving me, this appears to be one of the outfit my former teammate wore, or a replica of it. So this is the prize Grim Vulture mentioned. I see now. Let's keep moving, Proxy. Caroline goes silent, yet as she chambers another round, you can sense her hands trembling slightly, but her grip grows even more stronger.
You still remember what's inside the box, right? The loyalty, the one sticks always more.
I'm gonna have fun hurting you, Grim.
He took his own life. There wasn't much difference between all the materials.
Leave it to me, Andy.
Ethereals have almost completely taken over his body. Even seeing corruption. Crystals. Moving forward.
Up your foot through.
They don't want to become an Ethereal. So he raided.
Another high-pressure ether tank. And a lot of ethereals have already been drawn to it.
Taking position.
We did it, Proxy. Let's keep moving.
So in this one, second emanating ominous aura. That unsettling stench seems to warn you that its contents, just like the previous box, will give you an absolutely wretched experience. Karen's breathing grows heavy. She stands still for several seconds, seemingly trying to control her emotional turmoil. Karen, don't push yourself. Finally, she opens the box. A pair of blood-stained, tattered military gloves lie twisted in the center of the box. It's clear that whoever's placed them here hadn't just tossed them in carelessly. They haven't deliberately arranged with malicious intent. Karen picks up the gloves and once again, feeling their contours and icy touch, her lips turn pale. Just as I thought, these are from one of my squad mates too. Karen, just keep moving, Proxy. Following this route should lead us to Grimvulture's hideout. I'm fine. Karen picks up her weapon again, but there's an unmistakable tremor of unease in her voice.
Acheron's favorite gloves.
They just had to use that name, huh?
It wasn't easy getting my hands on them.
They know what reaction they use that name.
As expected of such a famous, beautiful commander, even her gloves so stylish. Such a pity. Don't you think that's a shame, little sniper?
Sitting as ordered.
Don't hesitate.
Cereal's gnawed off her arm. Or her leg as well.
Off balance. It's time. Copy.
But she still has the backbone. She's so tall.
Right over.
It's just a nice thing. She died from nothing. Even the most beautiful crops will wither without protection.
Down strategy.
You talk way too much.
I'm on it.
You think I'm telling the truth or a lie this time?
Well, for what you're telling at this point, I just want to hurt you.
To keep up this game of cat and mouse. Arc. Adjusting for wind. I'll be coming to your hideout soon. Wipe that smile off your face and wait. Wait and see what I'm going to do.
Good reaction. Hurry up then. I've got one final surprise location for you. I'm sure you figured out the route to get to me. That's right. The surprise is at the end of the road.
Recalibrating.
What's in this one? Still a third box. You grab Karen's hand, trying to stop her from opening it, but she lifts the box lid almost mechanically. The third box contains a blood-stained corner of clothing and severely damaged piece of engineering equipment, also stained with blood. Karen picks them up with trembling fingers, feeling their shapes. She doesn't speak, neither about the plans for pursuing Grimvulture, nor about which her companions these items belong to. Till the communicator in our hands rings again with Grimvulture's voice.
Congratulations! You found the third box. Inside is... Who was it again? Oh, right. A piece of bloodied fabric, some Cocytus's clothes, and some damaged engineering gear stained with Leafy's blood. There weren't enough boxes, so I had to cram them together. They're just a medic and an engineer, not exactly combat material, right? Surely you're not mad, are you?
Karen's face turns deathly pale. She silently picks up the bloodied items from the box, her spirit visibly shaken.
Enough already! Using her squad mates, her family to mentally torture her? That's vile. How much longer are you planning on doing this?
Oh dear, did I go too far? My sincerest apologies. It's just, watching you plunge headfirst into my trap was so entertaining. I may have gotten a bit carried away, you know?
I plunge your head first into a
the person
corner.
we're looking for isn't here. And those are just fakes. I didn't actually take them from her comrades. Her comrades are long since corpses in the hollow, after all. How could I possibly have gotten hold of their clothes?
A surge of rage threatens to drown all thought. Just as you're about to retort, crisp gunshot rings out. Karen's shot is clean and decisive, carrying an unmistakable intent to kill. But the response to the others and the communicator, it seems she missed her target.
Ooh, a decisive strike to be sure. But as I've already said, your awareness, sight, and experience mean nothing in front of a more skilled sniper.
I didn't expect to kill you so easily. There was a subtle change in your ether fluctuations the moment I fired. That was all I needed. You knowing my past makes me feel sick. But after seeing that you're just a coward who feels fear from another's killing intent, it doesn't bother me as much anymore.
Coward, you say? How fascinating. You were little more than a hollow shell before. But now that you've bared your teeth, you've started looking somewhat respectable. I know your composure is nothing more than a facade. You've never truly faced the weight of your comrades' deaths, have you? I bet your mind is now filled with their dying screams.
Karen and I both believe her squad is still alive. You can
Well...
stop the act. Why are you so fixated on Karen? Just because she used to be in the defense force? She has nothing to do with your target.
Nothing to do with it? Then why don't you go ask her about it? What surprises me more is you actually believe her teammates are still alive. Don't tell me she dragged you into all this danger without telling you anything.
Shut up.
If she won't tell you, I will. Those so-called alive squad mates of hers went missing during the fall of the old capital. I'm sure you know.
It always come back to the old capital.
When the old capital fell, countless Defense Force soldiers were either killed by ethereals or became them. The surviving soldiers, struggling to defend themselves, never had the opportunity to carry their comrades' bodies out of Hollow Zero. Obviously, her squad mates, the members of Liar Squad, were among the dead. But since their bodies were never found, she insists they're still alive. Even going as far as to deceive her own proxy. It's a laugh.
What does that have to do with you killing them?
I didn't lie to the proxy. They're alive. I have proof. Someone like you could never understand.
I could never understand? You think it's hard to understand your childish thought process? If you really have solid proof, why not tell me? Come on, let's hear it!
My eyes. I lost nearly 90% of my vision during the fall of the old capital. But in return, I gained the ability to see what others can't. Every second of every day for years, I've seen my squad mates. Not as fleeting shadows, but vivid and lifelike. They've never disappeared. They're alive, waiting for me to find them. Why else would I have been given these eyes?
That's your proof? Did you hear that? Proxy hiding in the bamboo. She spent years chasing after people who couldn't possibly exist, all because of some ghostly visions. You'd rather believe those visions of your teammates are real-time projections than accept that they're dead. What if I told you the way I described their deaths before was the absolute truth? Will you finally face reality? Or will you keep fooling yourself, believing in ghosts? I guess you'll keep deceiving yourself, because that's how you survive.
I'm not lying to myself. I really
want to find your squad mates who have been missing for years and were officially declared dead? You couldn't protect them when the old capital fell, and now you're just making up stories to fool yourself. To give yourself some so-called reason to go on, to latch on to any stupid excuse. You're just a selfish, naive coward who did nothing and couldn't do anything when your comrades were dying.
Karen stands there, speechless. Grimvulture's relentless verbal assault is clear struck home. The look color as a breakthrough returns to her face and drains away, leaving her visibly shaken.
Already. At least you've got a shred of dignity left. Nothing disgusts me more than a useless hypocrite. Enough of this. Time to die, coward.
Charon is not a coward. Someone who'd enter perilous hollows just to find what they seek. Someone who'd play music to console a dying soul, despite the pain in their eyes, is anything but a coward. At the very least, she's far braver than a criminal like you, who hides in the shadows, enjoys torturing others, and is constantly in fear of being caught.
Proxy,
Your proxy sure has a way with words. I won't waste any more of my breath. Just die already.
I've completed analysis of the surrounding fissures. Charon, snap out of it. We can use that fissure to escape.
Fissures? When did you... Still trying to play tricks.
With no hope of a counterattack, he practically dragged Charon into the... turning to run towards the fissure that escaped Grim Vulture noticed. Just as the bullet was about to strike, he managed to escape through it. Still don't know, like, what this person, Grim Vulture, what's her specific grudge? Like, she calls everyone a coward, but it just doesn't make much sense. You escape from the hollow and return to the video store, bringing Karen, who's lost all will to fight. She seems more traumatized than you imagined, repeatedly touching her eyes, silent and distant.
Charon, do you want some hot cocoa? I'm sure you're exhausted after such a tough fight. You should get some rest.
Thanks, but I'm fine.
She calls us survivors cowards for not bringing them back? But, like, it was a national disaster. What could they have done? Like, they did everything they could have done. Like, I don't understand what she, with Grimm, is so fixated on.
Don't listen to Grim Vulture. They'd say anything to get under your skin. Once we start doubting the truth, we've fallen into their trap.
No, Proxy. I think Grim Vulture has a point. Maybe it's all just in my head. The things Grim Vulture left. When I touched them, I was reminded of the day the old capital fell. I felt the same sensation when I touched an injured comrade. I tried to shake off that feeling, but the truth is, I can't stop thinking about the possibility that all my squad mates are dead.
Would you be willing to share more? What really happened to you and Liar Squad on the day the old capital fell?
That day, in the first hour Hollow Zero started expanding. Defense Force HQ thought it was just a normal Hollow disaster, and thought they could suppress it with the standard amount of troops. Liar Squad was among the first troops sent there. Before we left, our superiors promised reinforcements would be on the way to support us in combat, so we didn't need to worry too much about facing the Ethereals. But soon after we began the mission, we realized things weren't going to go like we thought. The Ethereals came at us like an endless tide. The Hollow expanded beyond control, and more importantly, the reinforcements never came. The Defense Force troops outside the Hollow soon realized this was no ordinary disaster. Hollow Zero was devouring Eridu at horrifying speed. The reinforcement plan was called off, and the promised troops retreated. Honestly, even if they had come to help, it wouldn't have changed anything. I watched as members of the advanced force around me died one after another, or were corrupted into ethereals. Our squad slowly lost the strength to maintain formation. I was a weak point in our formation. An ether shot fired by an ethereal hit my eyes, corrupting them. Because of that and several other wounds, I shortly lost consciousness. I'm not sure how long I was out, but just before losing my vision, I briefly regained consciousness. The last thing my eyes saw was my squad mate standing in front of me, looking back. When I woke up again, I was already back at base.
They're being
The higher-ups
corrupted.
detonated the Shiryu pillars, and finally managed to bring Hollow Zero under control. I don't know who rescued me from the Hollow, but none of my squad mates had made it out. For some reason, the image of my squad mates being the last thing I saw has stayed in my mind. It must be some kind of sign. A sign that they're
Crystals
still
forming
alive.
on them. Can't
Don't you
mistake
think?
that.
They must have continued fighting after I fell unconscious, eventually getting lost in some hollow and losing contact with the main force, left to wander between the various hollows of New Eridu. That must have been what happened, right?
How long could they
Defense
really
force,
last like that, though?
Civilians, No one believes me. So I decided to find them myself. The reason behind these eyes. It's got to be to guide me to finding them still alive. Am I wrong, Proxy? Are these eyes pointless?
They're not pointless in
that's
that
what you
regard.
thought. Interpreting what my eyes see as proof my squad mates are still alive is just wishful thinking. But if they're really gone, why would I have been given these eyes, which bring nothing but pain? If they're truly no longer alive, how can I apologize to them in person? Tell them I'm sorry. Sorry for being so weak. Sorry that I failed to protect them. Their faces are all so blurry. I can't see their expressions. I can't even bear to look at them. If their final look at me was filled with resentment and disappointment, I wouldn't know how to handle it.
Charon, listen to me. Even if everyone else thinks you're wrong, Wise and I will never dismiss your determination to find your squad mates. You don't need to make any justifications, because someone close to us is missing too, and we desperately hope she's still alive. Even if the whole world doesn't understand, we will never give up. But I also think being consumed by this obsession, unable to move forward, that's not what those who matter to us would want.
Belle is right. Listen, Charon, you're such a kind person. Maybe that's why you feel responsible for protecting everyone and blame yourself when you can't do enough. But you don't have to carry it all on your own.
Yeah. Right now, the best thing you can do is trust us. We can be sure that Vulture hasn't killed the client yet. As long as we have that lead, there's still hope. We'll support you. No one can dismiss your determination or will. No matter how things turn out, we'll stand by your side and we'll face it together.
Proxy, thank you. I feel better now. At the very least, I want to keep investigating. I'm not just going to stop here.
With the tension easing, it's time to discuss the plan going forward. Just then the phone rings.
Sorry to disturb you at this hour. Did you go investigate that new holo? How's it going?
Horribly?
Oh, never mind. The client just shared a new location with me on Knock Knock.
Here you go again.
They're pretty eager, huh? Which holo is it this time?
No, it's not a holo. If I'm reading this right, this location is Scott Outpost.
Scott Outpost? Isn't that managed by the Defense Force and White Star Institute? What's Grim Vulture up to?
Bunch of survivors from the Defense Force Remembrance Day.
Don't you recall what Aaron said before? They're holding an event right now, and the place will be open to the public.
So, they're not trying to lure us into a holo this time.
Planning a massacre.
What's the deal? Are they trying to taunt us?
Whether it's a provocation or a trap, I'm not missing any chance to face Grim Vulture. Proxy, will you go with me?
The official commencement of the Remembrance Day has been scheduled for tomorrow morning, meaning other citizens can't freely enter Scott Outpost today. Under arrangements, Karen spent the night in the store. The next morning... Belle, you'll be heading out to the outpost with Karen soon. Did you sleep well last night? To be honest, not great. Actually, me too. Thought of the past kept me up, especially those related to Karen, and I didn't manage to fall asleep until late. Oh, Karen's already waiting for you in the parking lot. I wonder how she's feeling now. Please take good care of her, Belle. Leave it to me. This is quite the endeavor. We know what the answer of Karen's squad mates, but... Good morning, Proxy. Did you sleep well last night? Yes, I did. Sorry, Proxy, for losing my composure in the front of you yesterday. I think I've gotten my mood back in order now. It seems I can't hide it from you, Proxy. I'm sorry. I think I'm still struggling to process the sadness from unease. I'm not sure where I could go from here. Just take your time and to unravel your confusion. We'll find a way together. Yeah, you're right. Instead of continuing to suffer, it's better to reach out and grasp all the hope we can find around us. Maybe things will eventually change. Let's go, Proxy. Today we're attending the Remembrance Day as ordinary citizens, so we can't carry our weapons. I suppose Grim Vulture wouldn't be foolish enough to make a move inside a military stronghold. Let's keep an eye out while we're there. I believe we should be able to find new clues. You arrive at Scott Outpost with Charon. Many citizens have come to Remembrance Day. They must be relatives of those who gave their lives during the fall of the old capital. For some reason, after coming here, Charon has been acting a bit strange. They probably could have snuck their weapon in ahead of time before the Remembrance Day. Proxy, can we explore this place later? What's up? No, it's nothing. Come on. Alright, I'll say it. Seems like there are some familiar faces here. Do you want to meet them? I don't think I can face them. If I'm not mistaken, they should be the family members of my teammates. I don't know how I should face them. Just try reaching out to them. I'm sure they won't whine. I know, but I'll be there for you too. And it's a deal. Go and talk to them, Proxy. Proxy, you don't have to say anything. Just say by my side and give me the courage to speak. Has that gotten smaller? We are in the past, but that definitely seems smaller than before. I don't remember this tower being here. Was that always there? Well, I'm just stupid. I miss Master. You do too, right? Don't worry. Master just went out somewhere far away with the other soldiers. I'll take good care of you while Master's away. Take you on walks every day. God. Are you Alan, Acheron's brother? How did you know? Who are you? Wait, your eye cover. So you're Acheron's soul-striving teammate. I remember you. We met once at the Falldale Capital. After that, I didn't hear anything about you again. I never expected to meet you here. And that plushie, Acheron's favorite. She always kept it in her most prominent spot in her room. I brought it here along as if bringing my sister's shadow to participate in Remembrance Day. I'm sorry, Mr. Allen. You don't need to apologize. I still remember one time when my sister came home excitedly, telling me that a shy new girl had joined the squad. That girl didn't speak much, but she was beautiful in battle. That was the happiest I'd ever seen her. To her, you were a presence that inspired admiration and desire to not fall behind. A beautiful soldier who gave her the drive to keep moving forward. You don't have to apologize to me. If my sister were here, she would surely say the same thing. Please don't mind me too much. The Defense Force has made a lot of preparations for the Remembrance Day event. Please take your time here. Ethel? My son, can you see me now? I'm doing well. My legs and feet are fine. I just miss you so much. Excuse me, are you Cletus's mother, Ethel? Oh, you are... Oh, I recognize you. I saw you went to the military camp after the fall of Elk City. You're Cletus's teammate, one of the survivors. I've been wanting to meet you and get in touch with you over the years to see how you've been, but never heard from you. I didn't expect to meet you here at Remembrance Day. I guess this is fate. Mrs. Ethel, is your health still... I'm in good health, fortunately. Everything is fine. Although I'm the only one left in the family, the pension from the government is enough. I still have some years in me. I'm sorry, Cletus is... Child, you don't need to apologize. My son may appear carefree on the surface, but he's always felt so much pressure. One day, he suddenly told me that he had found a companion who truly understood him. I believe he was talking about you. How could I possibly blame you? Someone who helped my son. It's such a blessing. You're a kind-hearted person, alive and standing here today. I'm so glad. Mrs. Ethel, Child, don't worry about me. Since you're here with Remembrance Day, take your time to walk around and look around. I hope you find something meaningful. Wait a moment, that eye cover and blonde hair. Could you be my husband Styx's teammate? Styx, are you Mrs. Sally, Styx's wife? Yes, my daughter and I came to attend the Remembrance Day. Last time I saw you was right before the fall of the Gold Capital, and I expect to see you again today. Your daughter, is this really your daughter Azita? Mom, who's she? Azita, this is your dad's comrade from the Defense Force. Every time he went to the battlefield, she'd be there to protect him. To protect him? Comrade? If that's so... Kids... Why didn't you protect Dad during the Falldale Capital? Why'd you let him die and make him unable to come back to me? Azita! I'm sorry. Couldn't protect him. I'm so sorry. Don't listen to what Azita's saying. She doesn't understand. We've never blamed you. Please don't say that. Azita, you can't just say hurtful things. Apologize right now. Why should I apologize? She survived, but Dad didn't. Isn't that the truth? If it weren't for her abandoning him, Dad could have come back safely. Enough. You don't know what happened back then. Mrs. Sally, I don't think she's wrong. Please don't think that way. I'll make sure to bring her to apologize to you later. I need to explain to her what really happened. I'm really sorry. Please don't let us keep you. Go and explore Remembrance Day for now. Please remember all your comrades, including my husband, would want you to see the hopes they left behind. To your surprise, many relatives of the deceased Liar Squad members are here for the Remembrance Day event. Is this really just a coincidence? As you ponder this question, the relatives had gathered in front of Karen.
Miss, I'm sorry for being mean to you before. Mom told me you were protecting Dad until the very last moment before you passed out. I shouldn't have said you left him to die.
I'm really sorry. Zeta was really young when it happened, so she was too little to understand, and I haven't really talked about it. I hope she didn't upset you.
Yeah, kids will be kids.
She was right. If only I'd been strong enough to take down most of the ethereals. Maybe they wouldn't have ended up in that
Most
situation.
of the heroes, you say? It was a disaster. You couldn't have done it on your own.
That's not fair. The old capital was falling. No single person's strength could ever be the deciding factor in the face of a disaster like that.
Exactly.
In spite of it all, you survived. If they were still here, I'm sure they'd see that as something to celebrate.
I've always known the truth. I failed to protect them. A weakling like me survived, and the rest of them disappeared without a trace. This isn't solace. It's the worst possible outcome. That's something I can't face. I've never had the courage to tell you I couldn't protect your loved ones. All I can do is wander New Eridu, hoping to find some trace of them. Even after all this time, I still haven't accomplished anything. I'm sorry.
You really don't know us at all. This isn't the worst possible outcome by any means. Styx, my husband, and all his comrades who lost their lives, each one of them left behind their own legacy. Just look all around you. Everyone standing before you is a legacy they protected that is carried on to this day. After my husband passed away, Zeta and I received survivor benefits. And with all the odd jobs I've been doing, we've managed to get to where we are today. Styx always wanted our daughter to study art, and Zeta's interested in it too. Now, that dream has become a reality. She just got accepted into the art school in Janus Quarter.
Mom and I have our tough days, but I often think of Dad's cheerful laughter, and that memory
I'm
gives
getting
me the
emotional
strength
here.
to keep pushing through. One day, it'll all pay off, just like it has now.
Thank you for always being by my husband's side, even at the very end.
Well, I suppose you must have heard about my condition from my son.
Ethel, Kakaitis used to tell me about you. He often took leave or skipped work to earn extra money by part-timing, or to care for you when you were sick in bed.
Yes, that's true, but I bet he never told you my illness became so bad that I needed major surgery, and he worked his tail off to raise the money. Who would have thought he would pass before me? I used the benefits from his death for the surgery, and that's the only reason I'm here today. In a way, his passing allowed my life to continue. Every time I think about it, I feel like I need to keep my body healthy and live a few more years. The sights I see, I believe he can sense them from somewhere far away. When I was too weak to take care of him, it was you and your comrades who stayed by his side. Thank you for everything that you've done for him.
Oh, God.
As for me, well, I'm currently working as a fashion designer.
Those are the tears.
A fashion designer? Is that because of Acheron?
It is. I'm sure you remember how much she loved beautiful things. She was always into fashion, so I decided to become part of that world. That way, she can always be with me. I admit I had no idea how fun fashion design could be until I actually gave it a shot. I wish I'd figured that out sooner. We would have had so much more to talk about. Anyway, I'm planning to start my own fashion brand next year. She used to say that after retiring from the army, she wanted to pursue fashion design. I really want to carry on her dream. It feels like my life's purpose. You know, she used to talk about you when she came home for the holidays. How your rivalry pushed her to keep improving. So, thank you. I'm proud of my sister. And I'm proud of you, too.
As you can see, all of us have made it to this day, carrying the will of those we loved. So please don't say they left nothing behind. They've always been a part of every pain and joy we've experienced over the years. Please remember, everything and everyone in New Eridu is only here today because you all risked your lives in battle.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful to hear about how you're all doing and to listen to these words. I'm so glad I decided to come here on Remembrance Day.
Speaking of which, I wasn't expecting to see any of you. What brings you here today?
I could ask you the same thing, Ethel. Last time I asked, you said you weren't coming. I only came because I suddenly got a DM from Nathan. He said he really wanted me to be here.
I'm here because of Nathan's message, too. He was pretty insistent, so I thought he'd be here. But I've been looking around for a while now. I still haven't seen him.
So, it's the same for all of us. I responded to his message, but he never wrote back. Isn't that strange?
Sorry, but who's this Nathan you're talking about?
Nathan is Lethe's younger brother. Frankly, out of all of us, he's probably the one who wants to see you the most. He used to be part of the defense force himself, and...
Grim sounded like a woman, so it couldn't be one of them.
The day the old capital fell, his squad was responsible for supporting the forces that had already entered the Hollow, which included all of you. He's told us that story so many times. When they saw how bad things were in that Hollow, some of the reinforcements called off their plans and pulled back. He tried to stop them, but there was nothing he could do.
He always blamed himself and wanted to find you to apologize. But the truth is, the reinforcements retreating was inevitable. Shortly after their retreat, headquarters issued the official order. We all lost someone in that disaster. And for a while, we resented the reinforcements for their decision. But over time, we came to understand it, and we eventually let it go. There was no avoiding casualties in that battle. In hindsight,
maybe not exactly let go, but move on at least.
To prioritize saving
That's how I believe things, at least.
May I ask what the name of Nathan's squad was when he was in the defense force?
The Impera squad of the Obsidian Division. Is something wrong?
Nothing. It's just... I think I might have stumbled upon the answer I was looking for.
I have an idea, too. As 4 family members paid their respects and left, they continued to tour on the Remembrance Day. Charon stood there in a daze, seemingly having understood something. At that moment, a sound came from the open space in the front of the outpost. It seemed someone had stepped onto the podium. The citizens all gathered in the podium, preparing to listen to this person's speech. According to the schedule for the Remembrance Day, it should be the time for a representative of the retired Defense Force veterans to give a speech. Looks like the speech is about to begin. I feel a bit concerned, Proxy. Could we go over and listen to the speech for a moment? To you.
Is that Zoe on the podium?
Is she here to speak for the soldiers? That seems fitting. She's got medals after all. But I don't see Jesse or Aaron anywhere. Didn't they come?
I think I've got my guess right.
Everyone please, quiet down. Zoe of Nemesis Squad, a representative of the veterans, will now deliver the Remembrance Day speech.
Hello, everyone. I'm honored
yeah,
to
that
stand
voice definitely
here
matches.
and speak on behalf of all of the soldiers of the Defense Force. Today, we gather to commemorate Remembrance Day, a day born from the tragedy of the old capital's fall. Many of us lost relatives or friends in the disaster, and I am no exception. Every member of my squad perished in that battle, leaving me as the only survivor. Losing the friends you cherish to the Hollow is a pain that never fades. It's a sorrow that will stay with us, now and forever. However, to the families of the fallen soldiers, hold your heads high with pride for your loved ones who gave their lives. They fought to the very last moment when the old capital fell. Death isn't the end, nor dishonor. It is their eternal medal. They gave their lives facing an unstoppable disaster, exchanging their sacrifice for the world we have today. In doing so, they fulfilled their duties as soldiers to perfection. Without the blood they spilled, Eridu would not have endured, and new Eridu would never have risen from the ashes. In honor of the wishes of the departed, look ahead, people of New Eridu. Our thoughts and remembrance of those who passed will be carried in every flicker of candlelight and in every bouquet of flowers.
Zoe's speech is met with a wave of prolonged applause. Yet amidst all the claps, she droops her head, her expression darkening. Here it goes. She stays silent, waiting for the applause to fade before lifting her gaze and scanning the crowd. Her eyes pause briefly on Charon.
My speech was meant to end here, but since you all seem quite engaged,
Get ready.
Please allow me to share a little more. The reason you all agree with what I've said is because it offers a way to step away from the pain. That's what the living do. They seek ways to ease the weight of others' deaths, so they can find a way to start over. This is the new Eridu of today. A huge disaster consumed the old capital, and the people who survived it keep saying things like, treasure the moment and start fresh to numb themselves, hoping to forget the nightmare. No one talks about the soldiers who gave their lives in Hollow Zero. No one asks why they had to die. The brave gave their lives battling the ethereal onslaught, while the weak survived. This is a new Eridu, built by weaklings. Its order founded upon their way of thinking. Your applause makes me realize you all accept this logic. Each of you had loved ones who sacrificed their lives in the fall of the old capital. And now, you're thankful that someone has encouraged you to move on from them. What meaning does the sacrifice of those who died have if you all choose to forget? Have you never thought about why your own loved ones had to die? And why no one is responsible for their deaths?
Miss Zoe, there's not much time left for your,
Open your eyes! I'm speaking to those who have lost loved ones! If death is the medal for the fallen, then pain is the cross the living must bear. If you fear its weight,
So he just
and
wants to live in
run from
pain
the
forever?
suffering, the soldiers will never find peace in their eternal rest. To tear the wound open once again, so you'll never forget the searing pain. That's the real meaning of Remembrance Day.
I don't agree.
Charon, I didn't expect you to be here for Remembrance Day. How are things going with your search? Seems like you have something to say.
Something to say, all right.
Standing here, there's a woman who raised her daughter with the survivor benefits left by her husband. Another who's been able to carry on with her life thanks to the final efforts of her child. And yet another who's found purpose because of the influence of his late sister. The will of the deceased lives on in every person here. The soldiers who died during the fall of the old capital fought for this. The future that their loved ones are making for themselves now. The old me might have agreed with what you said, but someone taught me that pain and hardship can lead to hope. They helped me see that hope could be inherited, not just destroyed when life fades. That's why I believe the departed didn't leave us wounded or with a heavy cross to bear, but with a melody. Each of us holds a harmonica that plays the melody of life. At first, it may sound awkward, but it will eventually flow smoothly, taking on our own style, until it merges with our soul.
You seem quite certain about what you're saying. Tell me then, what kind of melody is left behind by those we've lost?
I'm not sure. I can't picture the exact melody, but I trust the answer I've chosen. And I trust everything I've seen and heard.
A vague and insubstantial answer, isn't it? I was right about you, Charon. From the moment we met, I knew we'd never really understand each other.
What's your answer?
sorry
Just
you
feel
feel
pain
that way.
forever? What's the point in
Everyone,
that?
I apologize for taking up your time. My speech ends here. Please feel free to continue with your visit.
Zoe exits the venue without sparing a single glance back, leaving the audience and defense force in a state of confusion. Karen looked thoughtfully in the direction she disappeared.
What do you think, Proxy?
Something was definitely off about her just now. And the things she said, I'm starting to get a really bad feeling about this.
You mean about her real identity, right? Looks like we're on the same page.
Yeah, no
Shielded
mistaking
by her
it.
identity as a decorated soldier, she seemed pretty confident that we wouldn't confront her directly on military ground, like at the outpost. She arrived so brazenly and left without a care. If I'm right about this, she'll be trying to contact us again in no time.
Just as you finish your sentence, the phone rings again. Shop appears on the screen as you can answer the call. He seems panicked and anxious to speak, but the moment he sees that you're on Scott Outpost, he swells back.
Looks like you're a little busy, so I'll keep it short. The client just sent me a location via Knock Knock, along with a picture of several unconscious, tied-up individuals. I'll send you the location shortly. It should be an entrance to the Hollow in Port Elpis. At this stage, I don't have any further requests. My only hope is that you'll proceed with caution.
A location with a picture of the hostages. Looks like Grim Vulture is losing patience and wants to put an end to all this.
I'm just as eager.
Charon, what's your plan? With everything that's happened, no matter what you choose, I'll stay by your side till the very end.
Karen doesn't answer right away. Instead, she takes out a harmonica and looks down at it as if trying to decide. Then she tucks the harmonica away.
I've made up my mind. Proxy, please accept my official commission. Help me venture into the depths of the Hollow to rescue the client and any other hostages. It's time to put an end to this.
Hell
It's
yeah.
up to me to stop Grim Vulture. Stop her from crushing everything in front of her with that heavy cross.
You leave the remembrance day event with Karen and returns to the video store. She cleans her firearm multiple times and keeps adjusting her breathing. Showdown is about to begin. Proxy, thank you for accompanying me this far. In the upcoming battle, Grim Vulture has likely already set up a stage filled with traps. We may need to brace ourselves for a tough fight. Do you have any strategy in mind, Karen? To be honest, there isn't a fully viable strategy. The opponent is a sniper and can keenly anticipate the timing and trajectory of each of my shots, dodging in advance. Entering the battlefield pre-prepared by such a formidable enemy alone, it's foreseeable that she will continuously occupy elevated sniper positions, relentlessly targeting us while we have very few opportunities to land a hit on her. Wouldn't that mean we'd be easy prey? Theoretically speaking, that's right. In a sniper duel, the one who fails to secure the best vantage point or exposed to their position is already the loser, but I believe there's still a chance. In our previous fight, I could sense the pride and impatience in Grim Vulture as a sniper. I'm not sure where the impatience comes from, but the pride is definitely something that can turn against her. I believe she would never accept the idea of me surpassing her in sniping skills. If I can outmatch her at a critical moment, she'll lose her composure. That will be the only instance she exposes her weakness. Proxy, this is the strategy I've chosen. Grim Vulture may indeed be a superior sniper, but I'll surpass her and make this strategy succeed. To win this battle, despite the overwhelming disadvantage, please entrust your back to me, Proxy. I need you as my companion to support me. Entrust your back to me as well. Yes, I will. I will protect you, so please also provide me with your guidance. Let's dive in. Piercing rain.
Ready and waiting. Ready for combat. Only the...
Huh? Standing by.
Still distracting.
Look,
Very distracting.
Another communicator.
At least they put in the shelter for us.
Another communicator. It's a bad habit for a sniper to be so talkative.
Oh, really? I think it's rather good for my mental health to witness in real time how my target becomes desperate and gives up their struggle.
Do you really still need to disguise your voice? I thought you didn't want to hide me more, Zoe.
You're right. Seems there's no need for secrecy anymore. I, Zoe, the sniper known as Grim Vulture of Nemesis Squad, send you my regards.
Zoe. No. Grim Vulture. You, like me, were one of the advanced troops deployed to suppress Hollow Zero right after the fall of the old capital, right? Noct, Cartes, and Impera Squad. So far, all the victims have been members of these squads. They were initially supposed to enter the Hollow to reinforce the advanced troops. Nemesis, your squad, lacking reinforcements, lost everyone except you in the fall of the old capital. You blamed their deaths on the absence of reinforcements and sought revenge on them. That's my conclusion. Just like me. The fall of the old capital left you entirely alone.
A sniper, the sole survivor, a mere pawn abandoned by the military. Don't you think we're very much alike? The Impera squad member, Nathan, the one you're searching for, he pleaded with me to let him go when I was about to kill him, saying he had to see you no matter what. That's how you caught my attention. I let him live to get all sorts of information on you. I was so curious about you that I even set a trap, disguising myself as a victim to get closer to you. It turned out we share the same story. We even got the same PTSD symptoms. After all these years, we still see images of our teammates before they die. It's impossible to erase them from our minds. It's just, you use ridiculous fantasies to numb yourself, chasing after illusions of your squad mates. While I can't afford to be as naive as you. One night, when I was overwhelmed with the unbearable images of my comrades' deaths, vomiting and crying, I finally realized the meaning behind their appearance before me. They were pleading with me, pleading for vengeance against those who abandoned us, begging me to destroy the repulsive, hypocritical new order of New Eridu.
So you're just twisted inside, that's all.
I began kidnapping targets and sniping them in the Hollow, watching as they became corrupted and died in despair.
You really think this is what they'd want?
Just a sick person.
Would they want me to be like you, playing at a game of finding my missing squad mates, accepting their deaths when I'm done playing, and then forgiving the very enemy who killed them? What a noble and virtuous gesture. Forgive on behalf of fallen comrades, coexist with New Eridu's order, and live peacefully among cowards. It's precisely because you and I are so similar that this hypocritical and cruel attitude makes it even harder for me to forgive you. After our first conversation, I was certain I must end your life myself to prove I'm right.
That's exactly what I wanted to say to you, too.
Sorry you had to waste your time like
because
that.
We've suffered the same hardships. I can't accept the path of destruction you've chosen. Jesse, Aaron, Nathan, the client I've been searching for, and any other targets of revenge you've set your sights on. They all feel regret and struggle over the choices they made back then. But you can't see any of that. You didn't target the higher-ups who misjudged the situation, the dangerous ethereals who killed your comrades, or the ones responsible for the fall of the old capital. Instead, you went after the easiest targets.
Like a
Grim Vulture,
coward.
As a sniper of the Eridu Defense Force, you have failed in your duty. To preserve the will and hope left by my comrades, I'm going to put an end to your actions right here.
That suits me just fine. A sniper should let the gun do the talking. Make it to the deepest part of the Hollow alive, and I'll meet you with nothing but raw malice.
I'll match that.
Since you made it here,
here. Let me reward you with a few things you don't know. Knock. Card.
You just keep like he's talking way too much.
That were meant to back us up ended up deciding to retreat.
Right on cue.
Relying on a show of hands isn't that ridiculous? Our lives are the third way, like a kindergarten election for class monitor.
Jesse and Aaron, do you have them too? Or are they already?
Sadly, I don't think you need to hear the answer to that one.
Care about them? Or should I say...
You're in my top balance.
It looks like I haven't seen enough. But you know, I still have the time to worry about them.
Increase firepower. A perfect conduit.
Why not leave their faces an unsolved mystery?
Ignite.
Normally that's more suspenseful, right?
Two birds.
I don't believe there will be no suspense for what's gonna happen to you.
Can rest, Soldier 11. The wind and rain are picking up.
Green weather is perfect for sending you to your grave. No one will get your if you die.
Let's see.
By the time rain stops. I wonder, do you remember the weather on the day the old cabin fell?
And besides the red sky,
It wasn't heavy rain like now. Sky just dark.
Ether vision act.
Don't your teammates and mine. They all perished. Now that I think about it, I guess I'm actually doing something good.
you just need to stop.
Such determination deserves praise. Now, time for the final showdown to break. Only way to put it. What sniper ever confront their enemy head on?
Flames, obey me!
I prepared a little bit for you.
Blazing flame!
I faced in making sure it's ethereal by abducting and corrupting a high-ranking officer. It wasn't easy luring it here. You can play with it for a while.
Let's are one with the wind.
I'd offer to put a bullet through your heart, but you're clearly lacking one.
Counter! Counter!
Instead, I'll just have to settle for putting a bullet through that dark, empty head of yours.
No escape.
Adjusting for wind.
Increased firepower. Ether vision activated. This bullet will reach its mark.
Ready to come out now?
The real failure as a sniper is the one who's been forced into a corner, like you!
The wind. It's shifting.
I won't fall for your distractions so easily.
I will surpass you with my own melody of victory. And let the wind be the opening notes.
Charon? No! Wake up! Charon! What's this?
Of course. After the gunshots, the hollow falls silent once more, leaving only the countless biting raindrops, attempting over and over to wash away the scent of blood that oozed from the wounds of the defeated, only to fail time and time again.
Just you? Where's your friend, the proxy?
The proxy went to rescue the hostages. I want to speak with you alone.
Time and time again, the loser pays no attention to her mortal wound, only staring at the distant horizon, as though salvation might be waiting there. Sometime later, the victor has climbed the steel and stands in front of her. They share their last words, while the defeated still has the energy to converse.
A sniper should always monitor the changes to their surroundings, factoring the environment into their tactics. Being blinded by the intent to kill and failing to take this into account was your downfall.
Didn't expect to be lectured by a youngster. What a disgrace.
Yeah, you are.
When my view was blocked, I realized you'd used the visual blind spot to reposition. So I adjusted my aim accordingly. But I still couldn't hit you.
Your prediction and accuracy were spot on. I was just saved once again by this. By both this harmonica, and by my former comrades.
Are you trying to say that this is destiny? That it's the will of my companions guarding me? I lost to the wave of ethereals, to the military's betrayal. And now I lose to your reckless actions, driven by some ridiculous fantasy. Your fantasy, your attitude, your very existence, and the outcome of this battle. They are the greatest denial and insult to my revenge.
I'm sorry you've been living so miserably for so
You're emitting a
long.
much calmer ether energy now. Almost as if you found relief.
My vision is fading. I can't see my comrades on the brink of death anymore. My wounds are fatal. I don't feel any pain. Relief. It's not such a bad thing.
Did you intend for me to kill you from the start?
Let me answer that question with a story. The first time I saw you was actually during the fall of the old capital. My comrades were all dead, and the reinforcements the higher-ups promised before the mission never came. I can't even remember how long the fight went on. Ultimately, I had no choice but to retreat, failing to bring back my squad mates' bodies. I made my way through one battle line after another. The advanced troops were nearly wiped out. But when I reached a certain front, a small squad of survivors called out to me. Few people can still stand after such severe corruption and injury, but all 5 of them were still fighting. They were protecting a girl who had lost her sight and fallen unconscious while searching for a way out of the hollow. They told me they were beyond saving, and if I planned to retreat, I must take the girl with me. I couldn't turn down the last request of a group of heroic soldiers about to die in battle. Your comrades entrusted your life to me. I was the one who brought you out of the hollow. You already know what happened afterward. It didn't take long for you to leave the Defense Force after you came to. Just like me. I developed PTSD so intense that sometimes I couldn't even hold a normal conversation. But for me, the hardest blow was the death of my squad. To an orphan like me, they were family. If the reinforcements had kept their word and provided support, they wouldn't have died for nothing. Don't you ever have that thought?
To say I don't would be a lie, but I think deep down you know. From the moment we stepped into the hollow, there was no way we were getting saved. Given how quickly the hollow was spreading, and the ever-increasing number of ethereals, it would take the sacrifice of countless Defense Force troops to suppress it. It wasn't something that could have been accomplished in such a short time. The reinforcements would have only been a drop in the bucket. More sacrifices without results. Canceling the reinforcements, sending the advanced troops to rescue as many civilians as possible to minimize casualties. I think most commanders would have made the same decision.
Objective and cold logic. I understand it, of course. But when you see members of the reinforcements living happy lives years later, can you still keep your composure? I couldn't. Even if the chance was minuscule, I wanted my squad mates to survive. But they turned that chance to 0, and still have the nerve to embrace a peaceful future. I can't help but resent them. By the time I realized what I'd done, I had already taken several lives. Nathan. When I tied him up and was about to kill him, he begged me to spare him, saying he had something to give you, no matter what. That was when you re-entered my line of sight. I think I've said this before. Very similar. Yet we have completely opposite beliefs. After meeting you, I became even more certain. In the face of suffering, I chose destruction, while you were destined to choose to protect. But you're still entangled in your obsession with your squad mates. If this continues, you'll eventually sink into a void of despair. Your hope is like a bubble, ready to burst at any moment. The version of you I want to kill is the complete one, who can firmly reject my answer. If you haven't found your answer yet, then I'll be the one to push you forward. I kill you, or you end me. Either way works. But after seeing your growth, maybe I'd prefer you to step over my body. That's the final answer.
Why?
Emptiness and doubt. No matter how many targets of my revenge I took down, nothing changed. Aiming my gun at former comrades, drowning in hate and rage, all it left was a hollow emptiness. But you're different. You've gained unconditional trust from the proxy. You have the courage to fight through my trap. And eventually, you'll have a melody that's uniquely yours. My belief has faltered. I finally remember. My squad mates were fools just like you. Your right. They would never want me to become this way. I talk about carrying their cross. But in truth, I never carried their will. So be it. Take the hostage and go. The villain stained with the blood of others deserves nothing but a miserable end. I'm looking forward to how long you'll be able to protect those in front of your eyes.
Karen doesn't leave. Instead, she kneels beside the Grim Vulture, picks up the bowline-ridden harmonica, and begins playing a melody titled Homecoming. The melody briefly takes over the roaring downpour, reaching the ears of Grim Vulture as she lies bleeding out, barely clinging to life. A faint glimmer appears in her empty eyes in her final moment.
It can still be played after taking a bullet. Impressive.
Sturdy thing.
This is my final melody to you. No matter how miserable you've become, I'll still remember you. Remember we once shared the same path in life. But in the end, our paths diverged. Your hatred has long twisted into sin. But if not for you, I wouldn't have learned how to hate, or found the true targets of my hatred. I used to know nothing. My teammates served as my teachers and taught me so much. And I think you must be my final teacher. You taught me, in the most intense way, what hatred truly means.
Really? So you found someone you want revenge against, too. That's good.
The melody of Homecoming plays out on as the girl endures the agony of ocular rejection, struggling to make the harmonic's notes rise above the sound of the rain, as the last note fades amidst the relentless downpour. You rescue the kidnapped people, leave the hollow, and honestly report things to public security, and update Shepard on the situation. A series of tasks that need to be done after such an intense battle leaves you dizzy. After requesting to meet the client with Shepard, you receive his message calling you to Port Elpis. Proxy, we've arrived at port. According to Shepard, the clients that and the rescued Jesse and Aaron should be all here. Let's go talk to them. Is something bothering you? Proxy, you noticed? Even though we defeated Grim Vulture, I still can't seem to let it go. Just as I thought, when the wind changed and the falling banner blocked her vision, she could have retreated, waited for her side to clear, and then resumed sniping. If she had done that, I would have had no chance of winning. But her pride wouldn't allow her to take an action that implicitly admitted her tactics were inferior. She still chose to engage in a shootout with me despite the blind spot. Doesn't this just prove that your strategy was successful? But after realizing that she actually wanted to die, I started to wonder what was my course of action something she deliberately led me into. I'd find a way to break her trap and create an opportunity for reversal. And she was waiting for a moment, ready to test whether I had truly surpassed her through a direct confrontation. I believe that was her intention. Her feelings must have been very complicated. Proxy, you told me that Grim Vulture once appeared here in the port, standing by the trash can on the wooden pier, gazing out to sea. What was she thinking about back then, I wonder? Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Let's go meet Clyde together. He's still alive and hasn't become another Grim Vulture victim. I suppose that's the best news we could have. Although I already understand that Klein's true identity is not my teammate, it may not bring the hope I've longed for. I still want to face him. Alright, let's go then. Man, what a story this has been. The Barrier story really gets me that emotional, like not only like sad, but also angry. Man. Shepard and Jesse seem to be exchanging tips on working the internet intelligence trade. When he notices you walk over to talk to Jesse, Shepard cuts concentration short and moves to a different spot further away. Oh, we meet again. How should I put this? You saved my life again. I really don't know how to thank you enough. You okay? Physically, I wasn't hurt much, but my mood is complicated. Being kidnapped by the same person twice, maybe my intellect isn't really suited for being an information broker. I'm already considering a career change. Looking back now, someone who truly wanted to kill me then and there wouldn't have deliberately knocked me out again and let me be rescued by you. But at the same time, I was just relieved to have survived and never even suspected Zoe. When she suddenly showed up at the door, claiming to have important information, I was completely unprepared. That's why I ended up being tied up to the hollow for a second time. What happened next? She's no longer hid and played the hunting game with me, but instead she took directly in front of me, pointing her gun at me, and revealed her reason why she wanted to kill me. The events of the fall of the old capital were something I don't really want to remember. I know I'm a coward. At the most critical moment, I chose to retreat along with the rest of the troops. But if you had seen that rapidly expanding Hollow Zero in person, you would have been terrified too. The moment you stepped inside, even death was certain. Every soldier present knew that. My actions during the fall of the old capital are stained on my career as a defense force, and when I learned Zoe's true identity, I thought that being killed by her here would be nothing less than what I deserved. But she didn't kill you. Yeah, no matter how resigned I was, when I was about to be killed, I was still terrified, so I desperately begged for her mercy, but she didn't pull the trigger. I mustered the courage to meet her gaze, only to find her eyes empty, looking at me as if I was an insect. She raised her gun, emptied the bullets into the ceiling, and walked away. It's meaningless. Those are the last words she said to me. Tell me, back then, outside Hall Zero, when we judged that our current forces couldn't stop the disaster and chose to retreat, did we really make the wrong choice? It's just something you can't know. What's the point of asking you anyway? What answer was I hoping to hear from you? Anyway, thank you. At the very least, because of this incident, I'm afraid I'll never forget the nightmare of the old capital's fall. The moment Zoe looked at me with those hollow eyes. We'll all get there. We'll all recover. What about you, Aaron? Oh, it's you. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for finding a soldier who could take down Zoe. How are you holding up? My ribs are fractured. I'm here today, barely holding on. Just to thank you in person. I was too foolish. I was never considered the possibility that Zoe was the perpetrator. On the way home from the Ballet Twins, we walked together. She easily knocked me unconscious from behind and brought me to the Hollow again. If I'd known earlier how that she was the perpetrator, I would have killed her right then and there. But she was still a friend of yours. Zoe tied me up in a room in Elpis Hollow. She told me her reasons for not killing and was about to shoot me. But all I could think about was that she had kidnapped my friend. I kept questioning her. Back then, outside the Hollow, my friend and I were both part of the reinforcement troops. Aunt Dee felt the situation was dire and voted to retreat. But my friend, she voted to go in. Why did you go after her? If you want revenge, you should have just killed me. Where is she now? I didn't even care about the gun pointing at my throat. Just repeated those few sentences over and over. Till she admitted that she had killed my friend. I still would never forgive her. Even if choosing to retreat was my mistake, even if she carried the pain of losing her companions, I had only one thought, to take her down with me. And yet you survived. Yes, I couldn't break free from the ropes, couldn't threaten her. All I could do was insult her over and over, begging her to kill me, but she didn't. She pinned me to the ground and beat me half to death, but stopped just before pulling the trigger. I glared at her with hatred, only to find her returning the gaze, with even greater hatred, her face streaked with tears. Why would scum like you ever care about their companions? She hit me twice with all her strength, and left with those words. How many innocent lives has she taken so far? How many families have she torn apart because of her? And she still dares to call me scum. She was a broken person. But now that she's dead, there's no point in saying anything more. My friend will never come back, and I can never forget the fall of the old capital, nor the series of nightmares that have followed recently. If I can meet her again in hell after I die, I'll settle the score with her. Until that time comes, I'll make sure I survived. Anyway, thank you. You'll get there. And I don't think you'll be going to hell. Nathan.
So you're the sniper from Liar Squad. It's nice to finally meet you.
And you must be the one who's been searching for me. Nathan, the younger brother of Lethe. It's good to see you safe and sound.
That's right. I'm sorry for causing all this trouble. I nearly cost you your life, becoming a target of a victim from the fall of the old capital. Maybe that's what I get not helping my brother and the rest of the defense force back then. When the reinforcements decided to retreat, I spoke out against it. I had family among the soldiers already in the Hollow, but I didn't have the courage to take that step. The one that might have cost me my life. I'm sorry.
You don't need to feel regret or apologize. The outcome wasn't something you could have controlled. You cared deeply for Lethe, and even today you still think of him. To someone like him, who always cherished family, that's more than enough.
Thank you. I heard you've been searching for the members of Liar Squad all these years. I'm nothing compared to your determination. Thank you for everything you've done, but please stop the search. It's time for you to start living a life that's truly your own. I hate to say this as a family member, but back then, they were already...
I know. You don't need to say it. I've been drowning in a fantasy of my own making for years. But it's a fantasy that kept me from falling into the abyss. Nathan, Grim Vulture told me you have something you want to give me. Is that why you commissioned someone to find me?
Yes. After learning about the bond between you and your squad, I knew I couldn't live with myself if I didn't get this to you. So I got on my knees and begged Grim Vulture. Even playing this recording for her, hoping it would move her. Regardless of how things unfolded, what matters is that it wasn't destroyed, and I'm here, alive, to hand it to you.
A recording, huh? Nathan rummages through her jacket and jacket pockets and takes out a slightly worn tape. Tape from Liar Squad, discovered by Nathan, Letha's younger brother. This long sealed recording sparked a series of events that would follow. Years had passed, and while the tape's surface showed signs of wear, the audio within remained pristine, as crystal clear as it was recorded just yesterday.
I found this while going through my brother's belongings. It's been tucked away for years. There's a recording on it, and I think it's a gift Liar Squad made for you, but never had the chance to give you.
Thank you so much. Do you mind if I listen to it now with the proxies?
Wait, with us? I thought we were just here to collect the commission fee today.
Come on now,
Go
Belle.
ahead. As for the commission fee, I'll pay it to you both shortly, so don't worry about that.
Nathan takes a step back, and Karen looks at you, her lips seeming to tremble slightly. Gently hold her hand, feeling the warmth and strength in her palm. She presses the play button.
Hey, hello? Alright, it's a recording. This is a message from Liar Squad for our little sniper. Everyone ready? I'll count down. 3, 2, 1... Congratulations on your 1000th day with Liar Squad!
Hey, you guys are totally out of sync. Captain, can we redo this? The anniversary gift has to be perfect.
That's our assault specialist, Acheron. She has a strong sense of aesthetics, prioritizing beauty in both combat and her daily life. She taught me a lot about makeup and fashion.
Oh, she won't care if we're a little off. Forget the re-record. Let's just get it done and order the cake. We don't want him to sell out.
That's our medic, Kakaitis. He's usually lazy and a bit of a smooth talker, but he's actually very capable and kind.
He get along with
He
Harmonica.
taught me a lot about unconventional negotiation tactics and ways of handling things.
You two, stop arguing during the recording. I've already ordered the cake. If you keep rambling, we really will have to re-record this. Cut the chatter already.
And that Styx, a reliable artillery specialist. He's the oldest in the squad. He loves sharing photos of his daughter and reminiscing about how he wooed his wife. The way he won her over inspired me a lot.
All right, let's all calm down. Wouldn't want to get on the captain's bad side. Captain, would you like to go first? We can edit or re-record whatever we need to.
That's our scout and engineer, Lethe. He's a bit self-conscious because of how his younger brother excels, and he's somewhat introverted. But he's actually very capable. He taught me sharp observation skills, calm execution under pressure, and how to make use of the environment.
Okay, thank you all for settling down before I completely lost my cool. It's fine, no need to cut anything or re-record. Let's just keep it as it is. Loud and messy, just like our Liar Squad.
That's our captain, who took me in and taught me how to play the harmonica. And the real Charon. I'll make sure to explain properly to you later, Proxy.
As you've heard, this recording is a little gift from the 5 of us. How time flies. When I brought you into the squad about 2.5 years ago, you were just a shy kid who blushed whenever you talked to someone. Over these 1,000 days, you've really worked hard to keep pace with our fighting rhythm. You've done incredibly well. In the last mission, your successful sniper kill of that high-risk ethereal really helped Acheron a lot. I hate to say it, but yeah, I went too far in last time. Thanks for getting me out of that mess. Just this once, I'll admit, your moves were more elegant in that fight.
We really are a tight-knit family.
Ever since you became a quicker shot and learned to adjust for wind speeds on the fly, we've been taking fewer and fewer hits. Makes my job way easier. So, cheers.
You often worry about not doing enough. But in these 2.5 years, you've absorbed everything I know about stealth, reconnaissance, and tactical countermeasures. Trust me, you'll become an incredibly skilled sniper.
Having you covering us from the rear makes every fight feel safer. But you still have a lot to learn about socializing and romance. When peace finally comes to Eridu, leave us and live your own life.
Where did that come from? She's not leaving us. Even if she retires, she'll move into my house and I'll spoil her with loads of beautiful clothes. We can talk about living alone in 10 or 20 years. Sorry, I got carried away. Anyway, you're talented and hardworking. Over these 1,000 days, you've opened your heart to us and even encouraged us in return. Having you as a comrade is a blessing for all 5 of us. But I have to say one thing. You're always so sensitive and kind. Every time you see us get hurt, you look like you're about to break. Has our squad motto, having each other's backs, become too much of a burden for you? I get how you feel. When your squad mates trust you with their backs, your first instinct is to protect them, right? But that's not the way it should be. No one can shoulder everything alone. Don't try to carry everything on your own. Choosing to fight on the battlefield is my resolve. Feel it. Share yours with me. And when it's your turn to watch my back, I'll give my all to honor it too.
As long as you fight with all your strength, there's no such thing as failing to protect something. Because your will and our will is preserved and carried on in other ways.
But don't let that weigh on you. Try to trust in us, just like we trust in you, no matter what.
I've struggled with that kind of thinking myself, but I eventually made my way through it. All this talk of camaraderie, of keeping each other safe. It's like a harmonica melody scoring our time together. Even when things change, our tune will go on, and that's enough.
Exactly. Honestly, I'm sometimes terrified. Afraid that someday, you'll blame yourself for failing to protect us and fall apart. That's why I wanted to record this message. Please, don't try to bear everything alone. Maybe you can start relying on us more, fully entrusting your vulnerable side to us. Our will has long been intertwined with yours. We're comrades. This is getting way too sentimental. It doesn't feel like me anymore. Anyway, we just want to see you trusting your comrades enough to share your burdens, even if it isn't us. Finally, we'd like to give you the song that's closest to us. If what we've said is hard to understand, just feel it through the music. Please, enjoy my masterpiece, Homecoming.
The cassette plays a familiar tune. It sounds crisp and clear, as though it were recorded just yesterday. When the music fades, the tape goes silent. You turn to the woman who calls Kareth Charon, as she desperately wipes away uncontrollable tears. The harbor wind ruffles her hair, and then at last, she lifts her head. Just want to take that moment.
Proxy, do you remember? I was once terrified of seeing the look on their faces.
Yes. Can you see them clearly now?
Yes. Crystal clear. As if I've returned to the exact moment of parting. So this is our last glance. This is the answer you wanted me to find. Thanks, guys. For everything.
After meeting with Nathan, you spend a long time with Karen at the Port Elpis, letting the sea breeze wash over you. You don't say a word, because you both know it'll soon be time to part ways. As temperature begins to cool, you head back to the 6th Street with her.
Proxies. No. Lies. Belle. I've troubled you two a lot these days with my personal affairs. Words can't describe what you've done for me.
It's no trouble at all. To be honest, Belle
This
and I
team
have
is
been
becoming
a
a
bit
real
lost lately
favorite.
because of some personal matters. But meeting you has felt somehow comforting. Don't you think, Belle?
Exactly. We got something out of the experiences we shared. At the very least, it's brought us clarity. I guess our wills have always been aligned, haven't they?
Yeah. When I was trapped in self-doubt, unable to get out, I'm glad you were there with me. You're right. We've already entrusted our backs to each other as comrades. And because of that, because we are comrades, please, hear me out. Maybe you've already noticed. I'm sorry, but I've been keeping something from you. Charon isn't actually my code name. As I mentioned before, Charon was my captain's code name. When I met both of you for the first time, I didn't want to tell you my code name, because I thought someone who couldn't protect their squad mates had no right to one. So I lied. Captain Charon was an orphan like me, with no family to mourn her. I've been using her code name because I may be the last person in the world who still remembers her. But I understand now. If I want to keep moving forward, I can't keep hiding behind a lie. My true code name is...
You don't have to tell me right now.
At the harbor, Nathan spoke to you privately. Was he offering you a chance to return to the Defense Force?
Yes. He said he still has a friend in the Defense Force who's currently forming a new squad. And if my goals align with theirs, I could consider joining them.
So, what's your decision? Where will you go next?
After everything that's happened, I think I do share the same goal as that friend of his and the new squad they're building. So I'll head back to the new Eridu Defense Force and keep chasing my new goal with a new team.
Your new goal? Are you going to look further into the fall of the old capital?
Yes. My encounter with Grim Vulture has made me realize this should be the true form of my vengeance. I'll uncover the real culprits behind the old capital's fall and make them pay for their crimes. If the ferryman who leads me to the truth demands a price, I'm willing to wager my life. I have a gut feeling the masterminds will reveal themselves again soon. To protect the city my comrades cherished and sacrificed their lives for, I won't allow such a tragedy to happen again. By letting the will to protect guide my hatred, I now have a clear aim toward the truth.
That's what I thought. If that's the case, then for now, we probably shouldn't learn your true code name, or lean on each other too much.
Are you saying we're on opposite sides?
No, we might walk different paths. Those paths will lead us to the same destination. It's just that, for now, we can't say any more than that.
Everyone's got their secrets.
To be honest, after facing an enemy as ruthless as Grim Vulture, we're reminded of our own powerlessness. Watching you fight back, almost losing your life to a bullet, that feeling. We're nowhere near strong enough to protect you, and we're not strong enough to open up about our pasts either. Sorry.
Without a second thought or hesitation, Charon takes hold of your hands and brings them together at her chest.
If this is your slightly selfish principle, I'll respect it. You were once my proxies, and I'll keep this memory locked away as something I cherish. If, as you say, our destination is the same, then we should continue on our separate paths, striving to grow stronger. The next time we meet, I'll reveal my true code name. I hope we can become true comrades. I want your presence to forever remain in the melody of my life.
Yes,
How can you say no to
it's
that?
a promise. We'll meet again, Charon.
You watch as the woman who calls herself Charon walk farther and farther away. The Defense Force soldier waits for her at the end of the path.
Hello. I'm the sniper from the former Liar Squad of the Chrysoberyl Division, recommended by Captain Nathan, originally of the new Eridu Defense Force's Obsidian Division, Impera Squad.
Ah, I heard about you from my superior. You're the one who dealt with the serial murders targeting the Defense Force, right? Well, the new Eridu Defense Force is ready to welcome you back.
Let me confirm a few details before taking you to base.
Which squad are you applying to join? And did you have a code name during your previous service?
I'm applying to join the Obsidian Division's Oval Squad. As for my code name, Trigger. I was Trigger of Liar Squad.
That's our girl, Trigger. Things have come to an end, Belle. Do you think we'll ever see Charon again? Definitely, for sure. Yeah, I hope so too. We gotta grow, get stronger, and gain greater power to face any crisis. we reunite with her, then we must hear her real code name. Exactly. However, after hearing about the connection between Charon and Grim Vulture, I can't help but feel a bit sad. Two people with the same fate ended up walking completely different paths, becoming enemies. Well, if we also encounter enemies who once experienced the same fate, but now walk completely different paths, with opposing goals, forcing to be enemies, what would you choose to do? I would want to seek a mutual understanding. It really sounds like something you'd say, Belle. If that time ever comes, let's seek mutual understanding with the other party together. Faith should face everything together, right? After everything that's happened, I'm feeling a bit tired. Most people saying too right, Bill. We'll get more and more commissions from the Shepherd from now on. How about we take a short break for a while when we can? Take a break. Leave the story. Man, that was a fantastic story. Living with a regret. Even if it's not something like soul and survivor's guilt or something like this. I'm not good at speeches like this. I don't know. I want to say something grand, but I'm really not good with words like that. But still. God, why can I not put any words together? I want to say something grand and meaningful, but just got nothing. I had something to say earlier, but just forgot the words. It was a good story. Yeah, it looks like I was being dumb. That tower was always there, and that's also the same size. Actually, is it a bit bigger? I think it might be. Hard to tell. Maybe the words will come back to me a little later.